Graduation day, bright sun, families cheering, balloons float in the air. A university courtyard filled with beaming graduates in gowns and caps. Adanna stands still in the middle of it all, her hands gripping her diploma so tightly her knuckles turn white. Her mother, wearing a faded but ironed dress, claps proudly from the crowd. Her little brother waves frantically. Mother, joyful, teary. My daughter, you've made us proud. I told your father you'd shine. Zooms in on Adanna's smiling face. But there's something behind the smile. A flicker of uncertainty, of quiet fear. On that day she felt the weight of every sacrifice. The sleepless nights, the hunger, the missed outings. She had climbed the mountain. But what waited on the other side was no promised land. Fade into her bedroom. One small fan rotates loudly. Her graduation gown hangs on the wall like a trophy collecting dust. Her certificate is rolled and tied with ribbon on a plastic table. Her phone screen lights up. Job interview. Monday 9 a.m. Her alarm is set for 4:30 a.m. She kneels beside her bed and prays silently, hands trembling. Adanna whispered prayer. Lord, I don't want luxury. Just a place to work, a place to grow. Please open one door. Adanna walks miles through the early morning streets, dusty shoes and folder in hand. She enters office after office. HR officers barely look at her. Receptionists say, leave your CV, we'll call. They said she needed experience. But no one would give her a chance to get it. She smiled. She waited. She hoped. Until the waiting turned into begging. At home, her mother places 2 small portions of rice and stew on the table. She waits with a tired smile. Mother, any news today? Adanna forcing cheer. They said they'll reach out. I think it went well. Her voice cracks slightly. She hides it by chewing. Adanna in her room later that night, staring at her wall. She slowly takes off her wig, wipes her face, and opens her laptop to apply for more jobs. Her phone rings at midnight. Unknown number. She answers in a heartbeat. Voice on the phone. Hello. We reviewed your application. Come for an interview tomorrow, 9 a.m. Office address is in the message. Be on time. Adanna jumps from her bed, pacing the room, excitement rising like a flame. Adanna to herself. This one is different. This one will work. She lays out her best outfit, washed and ironed twice already. She places her certificate on the table, dusts her shoes, sets 3 alarms. As she turns off the light, her voice is heard in voiceover, full of hope and prayer. Adanna, let this be it. Just one yes, Lord. Just one. Early morning mist. Adanna wakes before the alarm. She carefully applies light makeup, pins her name tag, and gently folds her certificate into a protective sleeve. She checks her bag twice. Her mother hands her a small wrap of akara and bread. Mother hopeful, tired, eat something. You'll need your strength today. Adanna smiles faintly. Today's the day, Mama. I can feel it. A tall silver building with mirrored windows, clean lobby, polished tiles. Security guards nod professionally as she enters. Adanna presses her palms together nervously as she walks into the HR floor. A receptionist smiles without looking up. Receptionist, take a seat. He'll be with you shortly. She waits nearly 40 minutes, legs bouncing, practicing answers silently. Finally, a man walks out, sharply dressed, mid-40s, smooth voice, man grinning. Miss Adanna Morayo. Adanna standing. Yes sir, man, come in, come in. I've been looking forward to this. The office is quiet. Too quiet. He gestures to a leather chair, offers her juice. She declines. Man reviewing her CV, first class, top of your department. Your lecturers must have been proud. Adanna nervously. Yes sir. I worked hard for it. Man sipping his drink. And now, you're here. With all this potential, beat? He leans forward. Man, lower tone, you know Adanna. We see a lot of graduates, but not many with your look, charisma, spirit. Adanna shifts uncomfortably in her seat. Man calm, deliberate. Let me be honest with you. You want a job. I can make that happen today. Right now. He puts the file down, looks her dead in the eyes. Man, but in return, I need something too. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Adanna, barely audible. I don't understand, sir. Man smiling wider. You're smart. Don't pretend you don't. Everyone in this building plays the game. He stands and walks to the door. Click. He locks it. Turns slowly. Man coldly. I don't like when people waste my time. You know what to do. Or you can walk out and keep walking. In that moment, her mind screamed. Her mother's sacrifices. Her father's memory. Her sleepless nights. Everything balanced on a thin, filthy line. She stands. Straightens her shoulders. Eyes locked on him. Adanna quiet but strong. I'd rather be jobless than soulless. She turns, unlocks the door herself, and walks out. In the lobby, the receptionist looks up, surprised at her pale face. Adanna doesn't speak. She walks fast. Then runs, then breaks into full sobs the moment she hits the sidewalk. Back at home, Adanna stares at her mirror. Still in her interview clothes. Her mother knocks gently. Mother softly. How did it go? Adanna tears welling. They didn't pick me. Her mother hugs her. No more questions. She didn't know if she'd ever get another chance. But what she did know was that some victories are invisible, and some wars are won by walking away. Adanna stands on her small balcony, holding her cracked phone. Her inbox is empty. She scrolls through job sites. Same listings, same rejections. She thought the worst was behind her. But rejection doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just echoes in silence. Electricity goes out. Her mother lights a kerosene lamp. Her little brother coughs in the next room. Her mom mixes Gorian water and hands it to her. Mother softly. We'll manage till the miracle comes. Adanna stares at the food. She looks like she wants to scream, but doesn't. The call that feels like hope. Late night. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She stares, then answers. Caller, good evening. This is from UPT Holdings. We reviewed your application. Are you available for an interview tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.? Adanna sitting upright. Yes, I'm available. Thank you so much. She Googles the company. Sleek. Reputable, big. She pulls her clothes from the bucket and irons under candlelight. Adanna, this time, I won't mess it up. I'll shine. They'll see me, not just what I'm not willing to give. Adanna walks into a glass skyscraper. Her reflection in the doors makes her pause. She smiles, nervous but hopeful. A receptionist greets her warmly. She's asked to wait in a modern conference room. She breathes deeply, adjusts her collar. The door opens. Female executive friendly, confident, Miss Morayo. Welcome. We've read your application. You're impressive. Adanna relaxes, smiles. Finally, suddenly, the door opens again. A man enters. Her smile drops instantly. It's Mr. Kazim, the man who locked the door weeks ago. This time, he's wearing a different badge. Higher rank. The female executive nods to him. Meet our head of HR. He'll be continuing this session. Adanna goes pale. She clutches her file tighter. Kazim mocking smile. What a surprise. Still chasing the dream, I see Adanna stammering. You work here? Kazim leaning close. I don't just work here. I screen here, and I remember those who make things difficult. The female executive seems unaware. Kazim sits beside her, casually flipping through Adanna's file. He speaks normally, but his eyes are menacing. Kazim, you're talented? But talent needs guidance. And in this world, loyalty matters more than qualifications. His foot brushes hers under the table. She freezes. He looks at her, challenging her. Speak, and you lose everything. Again, this wasn't an interview. It was déjà vu, but worse. Because this time, she couldn't run. Not without looking insane. She endures the rest of the interview, barely speaking, her eyes fixed downward. The executive thanks her and says they'll be in touch. As Adanna stands to leave, Kazim slips her a note with a hotel name and time. Kazim softly, if you're serious this time, don't be late. Adanna's hand crumples the paper before she even reaches the elevator. Outside, she runs into the alley behind the building. Her legs give out. She collapses against a wall. Heavy sobbing, snot, dirt on her skirt, her body curls into itself. Everyone has a limit, and Adanna had finally found hers. Later that night, she stares at herself in the mirror, face swollen, eyes hollow. She slowly puts on her graduation cap, stares at it, takes a deep breath, then whispers, "Adanna, you didn't come this far to bow now." Midnight. Adanna sits by a flickering kerosene lamp. Her mother and brother sleep on the other side of the room. Her eyes are red, but wide open. She holds two things: the hotel note from Kazim, her rejection letters. She stares at them both for a long moment, then strikes a match and burns the note. The flame rises. A symbol. Adanna voiceover. Slow and steady. "They want women to feel like choices are currency, but I won't sell mine, not even for survival." Unexpected invitation. The next morning her phone rings. Female executive on the phone. "Miss Morayo, the board wants to meet with you again. Today, at noon. Mr. Kazim said you requested it." Adanna freezes. She didn't request anything. He did. It's a trap. But this time, she smiles faintly. Adanna calmly. "I'll be there." The boardroom, round 2. A high-rise boardroom. 11 executives seated around a glass table. The skyline of the city looms behind them. Adanna stands at the center, alone. Kazim sits to the left of the chair, arms crossed, looking smug. "Chairwoman, Miss Morayo, we've heard of your concerns, but this is a respected firm. Do you have evidence of anything improper?" Adanna pauses, breathes. "No, not the kind that fits on paper. But I have the truth. And my voice?" She speaks, her voice is low at first, but it grows steadier with every word. "Adanna, twice, I walked into interviews that became propositions. Twice, I was told my worth wasn't in what I knew, but what I would give, in silence and in shame." Some board members shift uncomfortably. Kazim glares. "Adanna, and when I stayed silent the first time, I felt like I failed myself. But this time, I'd rather be laughed out of every room in this city than earn a paycheck through fear." Her voice breaks, but she doesn't stop. "Adanna, I don't want a job anymore. I want justice. Because there are girls coming after me who will face this same thing, and they deserve better." Silence and shock. The room is silent. You could hear a pen drop. One of the younger board members looks stunned. The female executive's eyes well up. Kazim smirks. Kazim mocking. Anyone can cry and spin a story when they're desperate. Chairwoman interrupts coldly. "That's enough, Kazim." The female executive stands. "Executive firm. Actually, I believe her, because I've seen the pattern. The late meetings, the offer court candidates. I said nothing before, but no more." Executive to Adanna, "You were never weak. You were just unprotected. Until now." She turns to the chairwoman. Executive, "I motion for an internal ethics review, an immediate suspension of Mr. Kazim pending investigation." Gasps. Kazim goes pale. Chairwoman, motion accepted. Security, escort Mr. Kazim off the premises. As Kazim is taken out, Adanna clutches her folder to her chest. Her hands are shaking. Her legs too. But her eyes, steady. The chairwoman turns to her. "Chairwoman, gentle, we apologize, truly, and we'd like to offer you a role, one with purpose." She slides a document forward. "Chairwoman, Associate Director, Ethical Hiring, Training and Development. Start date, next Monday." The walk home. Adanna walks down the steps of the building. Same door, same sidewalk, but different women. People pass by her. She smiles at one of them. Then suddenly she breaks into a sprint. She runs, barefoot, shoes in hand, straight home. Her mother opens the door. Adanna collapses into her arms. Adanna whispers, "I didn't get the job I wanted. I got the one I was meant for." A bright Monday morning. A sleek black badge is clipped to Adanna's new blazer. It reads, Adanna Morayo, Associate Director, Ethical Hiring. She walks through the lobby of the same building where she was once humiliated, this time with purpose in her stride and peace in her eyes. Staff who once ignored her now nod respectfully. One junior staffer stops her. Young woman whispers, "Miss Adanna, I saw the video. Thank you for speaking up. You saved me too." Adanna is stunned. She smiles gently and hugs her. Adanna hosts workshops titled, "Dignity First, Professionalism Without Pressure." A group of young female interns listen intently as she teaches about red flags, consent, power imbalances. She redesigns the company's recruitment process, anonymous scoring HR chaperones, grievance hotline protection clauses. She was no longer looking for a seat at the table. She was rebuilding the table, one where no woman had to trade her worth for a chance. The news spreads. Online article with headline, "Young Graduate Sparks Hiring Revolution After Viral Speech." Her phone buzzes constantly. Messages from strangers. "You gave me courage. I finally reported him. You don't know me, but I needed your story." Adanna walks home one evening carrying a bag of groceries. She passes the alley she once collapsed in, stops, stares, slowly places her hand on the wall. "Adanna, this is where I broke. But it's also where I became unbreakable." She exhales and walks on, inspiring the next generation. Adanna stands at a university auditorium, now speaking to a hall full of female final year students. Adanna confidently, "You will walk into rooms where the rules are wrong. But don't let anyone make you believe you must bend to be seen. If a door demands your dignity, it's not your door. Wait, knock on others, or build one yourself." The room erupts in applause. Her mother watches from the back, wiping tears with a handkerchief. A former secretary starts a podcast about workplace justice. A teenage girl quotes Adanna in her graduation speech. A law student creates a legal fund for women facing exploitation. She didn't just get a job. She became a movement, not because she shouted, but because when they tried to silence her, she spoke anyway. At home, her mother stirs stew. Her little brother does homework at the table. The lights are on. The house is calm. Adanna looks out the window, holding her ID badge in her hand. But this time, with gratitude, not desperation. She whispers to herself, Adanna softly, "This is what victory looks like." Integrity doesn't pay quickly, but when it pays in peace. Never sacrifice who you are for what you want, because what's truly yours will never require you to lose yourself.